Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to go and review the newest beast of the original sin pet. So this pet is one of the best and worst pets in terms of buffs. The buff it unlocks at 3 stars is one of the best buffs you can get because it's simply like Planar Gate in position 2, and we know that Planar Gate in position 2 increases the damage boost of all allies by 500%, and it's absolutely insane. For example, you can take a look at how it impacts the Lost City, for example, or even the Rift Odyssey. And getting a 500% attack boost is absolutely insane. The other things the beast provides is pretty normal. This is exactly same as Cerberus, so comparing the Hydra to Cerberus is unnecessary because this type of buff is the same for both, and the secondary buff is also same for both, so it's only really comparing the third buff, and the third buff is far better in terms of Hydra because Hydra actually increases your damage, whereas the Cerberus only ignores the trial synergy, and this could be useful, but it's not really mandatory most of the times because in Rift Odyssey ignores synergy requirements for trial bonus and directly trigger the bonus effect. This is important in some bosses that are often locked behind the synergy, which is like Extreme 100, but in other trials it's not really important. So this is the synergy trial that they're talking about. So what Cerberus does is Cerberus basically makes this trigger instantly, but he doesn't make it as an active buff. So he instead just says, I will ignore this and get the buff, but I won't activate the synergy. Whereas the Hydra actually requires you to activate the synergy because it states in Rift Odyssey, when synergy requirements for trial bonuses are met, which means active, additionally increase the damage boost by 500%. Obviously you would want this at 6 stars because Extreme 100 is the key, or rather the goal, which is the same level required for the Cerberus. But the issue is you would have to play like 3 Avengers, which you don't really want to do because Rift Odyssey is mostly rotating like 12 heroes that are pretty much OP, and it doesn't play around the synergy anymore. Although it did in the past, it was mostly synergy dependent, so you would actually have to play 3 Avengers in this case. But nowadays it's just mostly Rift Odyssey locked behind pets, artifacts, or rather the relics, or heroes. Most of the times it's heroes, sometimes even pets. So it wouldn't surprise me if they make it locked behind activating the synergy, which perhaps could be better because we would have to actually run Avengers now to beat it, and perhaps even Dooms, Enchanters, and other synergies that are not being run at all. And it could bring some fun in Rift Odyssey, but it will also make it a bit pay to win, especially because this pet is purely for the money as of right now and diamonds. So this won't work with the Cerberus. The reason why it's because it says when trial bonuses are met, and that pretty much means when trial bonuses are active. And if we go into the battle, we will see that despite having Cerberus at 7 stars, which means it should ignore the trial bonus and directly trigger the bonus effect, it will state that the buff is inactive. So this likely won't work with Hydra. I can't test it, unfortunately. My Hydra is not 6 stars, but it's safe to assume that this will not work. If they make it work that Hydra works with the Cerberus, this bonus, then this will make a deadly combo for the Rift Odyssey because it will make some insane damage. But as of right now, it's pretty safe to assume that the Hydra will be very hard to defeat because you will be forced to use heroes that are not on clear records. You will be also forced to use heroes that are not really popular. So for example, I would have to play like 2 Avengers in this team. We can use someone like Darchan because she's in a way buffer that's similar to Atrupus, and we could use Primordial Argdina for Ra, for example, because they both provide sustain. And then you would have to put a Lucifer to be Avenger as well. So we have 4 Avengers now because Primordial Argdina provides +2, so we don't have to actually use Lucifer on the Avenger. We can go back to Ethereal, and then you would have this synergy active, which would typically activate the Hydra's passive bonus as well, so additional 500% damage. maybe this is enough damage. In theory, it should be enough damage to replace some heroes, but most often it won't be, because heroes like Atrupus with multi-actions are really hard to ignore and really hard to not play around. So maybe this would be enough in some cases, but I'm really doubtful. And I hope that the Hydra actually works with Cerberus at higher stars, but I don't think it will. So we will see if they somehow make Rift Odyssey depend on the newest type of pet, or it will not, because they will for sure want to sell it and make money off of it. But and because Cerberus is obviously free right now, you can get him in the tombs, or rather in the core cavern in the pet shop, which is absolutely worth getting. Don't get the other deals, only get the Cerberus. This is worth getting every time, in my opinion. And you also get him for free in the clearing, for clearing the floor. So he's also pretty free to get in the shop, so you should definitely get him for free any chance you get. I got mine to 7 stars and I only pulled him once, so I basically have him at 6 stars for free. And you should do that for every Cerberus chance you can get, up to 6 stars. After 6 stars you can stop, because apex difficulty doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's the issue with the newest pet. You would have to play the needed shell bonuses, which will be easier to fit now with all the X heroes. You could X your Elisha and she will be easy to fit with heroes, obviously. But yeah, we will see how it goes. As of right now, my suggestion is to still go for Cerberus. Get your Cerberus to 6 stars if you're someone who cares about the PvE and the Rift Odyssey especially. If not, the suggestion is still going for the Ape 3 and Phoenix 3, and then maxing out Ape to 9 stars. The other pets don't really matter, and they will eventually hit the shop, I'm pretty sure, because nobody really spends money on them apart from the Giga Whales. So Cerberus for free basically from the shops, and then spend the diamonds on the Ape and the Phoenix to 3 stars, and then only work on the Ape to 9 stars. You want the Phoenix at 3 stars for the execute ability, which kind of ignores the fortitude effect, which is kind of crucial for the World Arena and Foggy, but Ape is the highest priority to 9 stars because that's the biggest upgrade he gets. And yeah, that's it for the review of this beast of the original sin. So I think the design is very cool, but yeah, the effect is really iffy, and we will see. I do believe it will be meta because it will have to be sold, and I believe they will do something about the trial bonuses, that bosses will perhaps have to have active trial bonus to be able to take damage or something along those lines. So yeah, maybe you can get him to 3 stars, but then again, the 3 stars is only for the extreme 50, but the goal is to get to extreme 100. So yeah, 6 stars is really the ideal spot, but nobody can really afford that apart unless you're a whale. So yeah, that's it. This video will also have a giveaway for the diamonds, so you know what to do. Comment your Discord username, and that's really it for a chance to win 2000 diamonds. So the conclusion to the pet summoning of the beast of the original sin is, in my opinion, if you're a free-to-play player, you should stick to the Cerberus for now. Getting Cerberus to 6 stars is your goal. If you want to go PvP side, definitely go for the Ape and the Phoenix at 3 stars both. But if you're someone that's in a similar spot like me and you're in the middle of both and can chip some money to the each week, I do suggest chipping slowly at the beast of the original sin, because as I mentioned, I do believe that it will be meta eventually, if not right now at the next Rift Odyssey reset. So that's my suggestion. If you have some spare money to spend, if you're for example purchasing these type of cheapest deals and the weekly decrease like me, then my suggestion is going to be to slowly chip away at it. So I purchase every deal every single day, so I can get 5 deals purchased to get the free wheel spin. So 5 days I do spend 5 times in a week to get this wheel reward pretty much every week. And that's my suggestion. So if you're going to be spending slowly chipping at it, I do suggest getting the beast of the original sin at 3 stars and slowly working on it for 6 stars. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.